knock him out in the first round. Once he's gonna start to walk forward, I'm gonna start with my combinations and I'm gonna put him to sleep. But at the end of the day, all the respects for Charles. We respect him. We appreciate for everything he has done in the sport. He's an amazing sportsman. That's all, because he knows that I'm dangerous. He knows that I'm gonna put him to sleep. Even Khabib. The only reason they don't want me to fight against him, because they know that I'm gonna beat him.
Okay, I beat the Volkanovski twice. People still say, if you beat small guy, he's not your weight division. If I beat Topuria, it's gonna be same. Everybody gonna talk same. But if I go up, takes a second belt, this is like...
Ilia Topuria has clarified that Charles Oliveira was never his true target. From the start, his sights were set on Islam Makhachev. But with Makhachev allegedly dodging the matchup, Topuria says he's been left with no option but to turn his attention toward Oliveira instead.
At some point, I was a little bit sad because I didn't want to fight against him since the beginning. My real goal always was Islam. But since he decided to run away, it has to be changed.
Demetrius Johnson also weighed in with his analysis. He pointed out that Islam Makhachev, as a southpaw, will likely rely on body kicks, slick movement, and feints to manage the distance. Johnson added that Islam could use his judo, its background, to bring the fight to the mat and potentially hunt for a submission finish.
Well, Islam's a southpaw, so he's gonna probably throw body kicks to keep his arms busy, keep a distance, move, feint, maybe use some judo to take him down and try to get him to the ground and try to submit him. But once again, like I have to see. I have to see what Islam does to JDM.
Demetrius Johnson also highlighted Ilia Topuria's striking threat, saying that once Ilia locks in on his range, he becomes a serious problem. Even if he doesn't land clean early, he has a way of adjusting until he does. The real question, according to Johnson, is whether Islam can stay out of that danger zone or if he'll decide to meet Ilia there on his own terms.
Oh, the one thing that's the factor is that Ilia is always going to focus on getting to the right spot and fighting his opponents. When he gets there, he's going to unload. If Ilia can't get there, then he's going to figure another way to get there. So the question is, how does everybody avoid that sweet spot against Ilia? That's the question, because Ilia is going to fight in a 25-minute fight. That's what it comes down to. And then you go from like, hey, how does Islam keep Ilia away from that spot, or does Islam meet him there? Like there's so much that goes into it, and my brain is all over the place. So for me to give like a clear-cut answer, I'm just like I'm running around in circles.
Ilia Topuria didn't hold back, claiming that Islam Makhachev's decision to move up to welterweight was just a way to dodge him. According to Topuria, if the UFC had matched Islam with someone like Justin Gaethje, he would have stayed at lightweight. But since the matchup was potentially against him, Islam chose to leave the division. Topuria also suggested that even Khabib isn't pushing for the fight because deep down, they know he has what it takes to finish Makhachev.
Ilia to avoid you? Is he scared to fight you?
Listen, I think that he took a great decision. If the UFC would offer him to fight against Justin Gaethje or some another contender in the division, I think that he would stay at 155. But with me coming up, he was like, I don't have to take this risk. I'm gonna move up to the 170. I'm gonna try to get another belt, and that's all, because he knows that I'm dangerous. He knows that I'm gonna put him to sleep. Even Khabib. The only reason they don't want me to fight against him, because they know that I'm gonna be.
A separate interview, Ilia Topuria admitted he doesn't think Islam Makhachev is actually afraid of him. Instead, he believes Islam is simply focused on his own journey and chasing different goals right now. That said, Topuria is confident their paths will cross eventually, whether he moves up a division or Islam comes back down to lightweight, because fans are demanding the showdown, and it's only a matter of time before it happens.
This was meant to be Islam, that was the big talk, but he moved up to welterweight. Do you believe he moved up to welterweight to avoid you, or because he has his own goals?
Because he has his own goals. This is what I think.
Do you still think that's a fight that should happen? You guys are both forging legacies in different weight divisions. Do you think that's a massive fight that should happen?
We'll see how he does in the welterweight division. If he wins the title, I win the title in the lightweight division. Maybe I move up or he comes down to the lightweight division and we have the fight that everyone wants to see.
Beneil Dariush also shared his take on the potential matchup, saying he still gives the edge to Islam Makhachev. He pointed to Islam's size advantage and his ability to blend distance control with well-timed takedowns. According to Dariush, if Islam sticks to his game mixing and kicks and smart wrestling, it could be a tough night for Topuria. That said, he also acknowledged Ilia's power and precision, admitted he wouldn't be surprised if Ilia managed to catch Islam and score a knock.
I think it would still go the same. I think, Islam has such a big size advantage, and if he, distance kicks, takedown, rinse and repeat. If he continues to mix those things up, I think it would be a difficult fight for Ilia. But, from what I saw, it wouldn't surprise me if he was able to put Makhachev's lights out too.
Corey Sandhagen gave his prediction as well, siding with Ilia Topuria in a potential clash with Islam Makhachev. He argued that Ilia's compact build and strong base would make it difficult for Islam to get him to the ground. On the feet, Sandhagen believes Ilia holds a clear advantage, calling him the more dangerous striker. He also praised Topuria's defensive skills, saying he doesn't see Islam doing much damage in a stand-up exchange.
I honestly think Ilia would win that fight.
Let me get your breakdown of that fight.
I'm gonna actually go against, I think, what most people say, and I honestly think Ilia would win that fight. I think his stature is gonna be hard to take down for Islam, and I think if those two are standing, I just think that Ilia is a way dangerous guy standing, and I just can't really see Islam hurting him because his guard is real good, and I think Ilia will win that.
In the end, Ilia Topuria shared what he sees as the perfect scenario. He hopes Islam Makhachev captures the welterweight title, setting the stage for him to move up and challenge for a third UFC belt. For Topuria, that would be the ultimate legacy-defining moment.
I would love to see Islam getting the title and the UFC letting me go up to 117 and getting the third belt.
Bilal Muhammad also chimed in, acknowledging that Ilia Topuria looked impressive in the grappling department during his fight with Oliveira. However, he pointed out that going up against Islam Makhachev would be a whole different challenge. According to Bello, Islam's relentless pressure, top control, and takedowns could drag Ilia into deep waters and seriously test his gas tank, particularly in the championship rounds.
See the fight everybody wants to see is him in Islam. He showed that he does have wrestling defense. He defended Oliveira's takedowns on the ground. He passed his guard. He got to good positions on the ground. I know people are saying, oh, he got up from the ground, he didn't play the guard. It's like, he played the ground a little bit, then he got up, and then he knocked him out. So I don't know what you guys want. Everybody they're never satisfied, but he looked great. For me, when I look at that matchup and I break it down, I think Islam is very good with defense and with distance. If he's close, he's grappling. He's not staying in that brawling zone that Topuria loves. If he's within grabbing your range, he's grabbing you. And I don't care if Topuria is able to defend the first or second takedown. Islam's going to keep you there. He's going to push you on the cage. If I'm in Islam's corner, that's what I'm doing. I'm keeping him there, especially for the first, second, third round, trying to initiate that takedown. Oliveira got the body lock pretty early. Islam is really good there with the trips, with the body locks, with the single legs there. I think he would have continued grappling there, and it would have been a lot more interesting. It would have definitely got past the first round, and we would have seen how Topuria held up. He didn't really need to show his cardio.
Bello went on to say that a matchup between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev is a must-see and has all the makings of a thrilling fight. He doesn't view it as a simple striker versus grappler clash. It's pointing out that Islam has proven he can hold his own on the feet in recent bouts. Bilal believes Ilia will come forward aggressively, aiming to keep Islam on the back foot and control the cage-on area where Islam may not be as comfortable.
I'm excited for it. If it does happen, I do think it needs to happen. Stylistically, I don't think it's grappler against striker. Islam showed his last couple fights that he is comfortable on the feet. He's fought the shorter guy in Volkanovski, and he played a little bit striking. He showed moments in that fight where he knocked him out with a head kick. And then the Dustin fight, he showed his boxing. He showed that he can hit on the feet. I think with Topuria, who does have really good grappling, really good wrestling, he's gonna wanna push Islam backwards, keeping Islam on his back foot, keeping Islam against the cage where he's uncomfortable, and he's really good with his feinting. He doesn't really throw a lot of kicks.
Bello wrapped up his thoughts by praising Islam's ability to stay out of danger on the feet, especially with his use of kicks and smart distance management. He noted that Islam rarely stays in boxing range unless he's looking to wrestle. Belal also believes that both fighters are probably already in talks with the UFC to set this matchup in motion. As for Ilia, he said Topuria is rated exactly where he should, be not overhyped or overlooked. With knockout wins over names like Holloway, Volkanovski, and Oliveira, Bello credited Ilia for consistently backing up his talk and earning the respect he's getting.
On the other side, Islam is really good with his kicks. If he mixes the kicks up low, body, high, Islam's not going to be in that boxing range unless he's grabbing you. I'm sure both of them are on the call or are on the line right now talking to Hunter or Dana, and they're trying to work that fight. Is Topuria underrated or overrated? I mean, I think he's rated right? He's your last 3 wins, be a knockout of Holloway, who's never been knocked out before, to knock out Volk, who looked great his last fight, and then now just to knock out Oliveira at 155 up a weight class. I mean, how can you deny the guy? He talks and he says what he's gonna do and he does it. So you gotta respect him, you gotta give it to him. But yeah, I don't think he's underrated at all.
Arman Sarukian didn't hold back when sharing his thoughts. He's confident that if Islam Makhachev had faced Ilia Topuria at UFC 317, the fight would have ended in a knockout. He made it clear that he sees major shifts coming in the MMA landscape. While he gave Islam credit for being on another level, Arman's main focus is on his own rise. He's aiming to climb even higher in the rankings and prove he belongs at the very top of the sport.
What do you think would have happened if Ilia fought Islam this weekend?
Islam Makhachev.
He would have beaten him?
By TKO.
Oh, wow. Really?
Oh, I mean, that's a different level of fighters.
You think so? Wow.
You can't compare Ilia versus Islam.
Really? I have Ilia number 1 pound for pound now.
Yes, because Islam not champion anymore right now.
Right.
But when he get the second title, he's gonna be pound for pound number 1.
So you think he beats Jack?
He beats Jack.
Yeah.
Became a pound for pound number 1. I'll be pound for pound number 2, champion lightweight division, and then beat Islam and became a pound for pound number 1.
Wow, I love it. You have it all mapped out.
Aaron Pico praised Ilia Topuria for behaving like a true champion, stepping up, calling out fights and delivering when it mattered. But with Ilia vacating his title, Pico says the situation has shifted. He believes a matchup between Ilia and Islam would be huge for the sport, especially given their contrasting styles. That said, Pico admits he sees Islam as potentially being just a little too much for Ilia to handle.
That's what a champion essentially is supposed to look like. Make the calls, go out there, deliver on the calls, then all of a sudden vacates the title. I mean, how do you feel? Because you said earlier, like, you were looking at him and going, there's holes here.
I think it's good for the sport, to be honest with you. I mean, him and Islam, I mean, people really want to see that. Everybody has their own style, and it seems like his style is just doing what he did. Honestly, I believe Islam is just a little too much for him, but I'm also a fan, you know, so I would have loved to see.
Georges St. Pierre also gave his thoughts on the potential showdown, highlighting the elite skill sets both fighters bring to the table. He noted that when Islam Makhachev lands clean, it often spells trouble, showcasing just how dominant he can be. Stieper praised Islam's constant pressure and world-class grappling, while also pointing out that both he and Ilia are highly well-rounded. That, he said, is exactly what makes this matchup so exciting for fans. In a separate interview, Georges St. Pierre reflected on the remarkable skill of both fighters, saying it's no surprise that Makhachev currently holds the belt. However, he was quick to add that no one in the sport is invincible. STPA emphasized that even the greatest can have off nights, and in MMA, no fighter is ever completely safe from defeat. An MMA guru also gave his take on a potential clash between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev, He said Topuria's best shot would be to come out aggressive and try to finish the fight within the opening rounds. While he acknowledged Makhachev's elite grappling and finishing ability, he still sees a real chance for an upset. According to MMA Guru, if Topuria were to land clean and knock Makhachev out, it would be a wild, unforgettable moment for the sport.
Yeah, I mean, that's another same thing. I mean, Topuria, when he touches, it falls, you know, and on the other side, Makhachev, he applies so much pressure. He's an elite grappler. I mean, they're both good in every area. It's a great fight for the fans.
Michael Chandler weighed in on the potential matchup, pointing out that Islam Makhachev would have a noticeable size advantage over Ilia Topuria at lightweight. He praised Islam's grappling game, but gave the striking edge to Topuria. Chandler believes that if Ilia can keep the fight standing, he definitely has a shot. Still considering Islam's power, experience, and well-rounded skill set, Chandler feels Makhachev would likely come out on top.
Skill set are amazing. I mean, he's champion for a reason, but nobody is invincible. Everybody can lose, everybody can make a mistake. And yeah, there's a lot of competition in this weight class.
Jorge Masvidal didn't hold back his confidence in Ilia Topuria's grappling. He said he'd put everything on the line for Ilia in that department. Masvidal pointed to Topuria's strong takedown defense and his ability to reverse positions the moment an opponent slips up during a wrestling exchange. In his eyes, Ilia's ground game is a serious threat, capable of flipping the momentum. In an instant,
got a round or two to put away Makhachev. Makhachev's good at putting away people in a round or two with his grapplings. I think he's up against the odds, but he can definitely pull it off.
And would you just love to see Ilia clip Islam on the chin and just sleep him?
It'd be funny. I want it to win.
Bo Nickel called Islam Makhachev the current top pound-for-pound fighter, but he didn't dismiss the threat Ilia Topuria brings. He mentioned Alexander Volkanovski's performance in his first bout with Islam as proof that someone like Topuria could also compete well both in the grappling exchanges and the overall fight. In Bo's view, Ilia is a legitimate danger too. Anyone in the division?
If Islam fights Ilia, I mean, I think there's definitely a size difference. I think Ilia is a lot smaller than Islam. Islam is a big lightweight, a tall lightweight, and he's good in every area. However, Ilia's definitely got the edge in the striking department, and Ilia is very, very, very patient. Now, if he's able to not get taken down and he's able to just patiently break down Islam with those big shots that he lands, the big punches that he lands, it's going to be a good night for Ilia. But I think if Islam gets his hands on him and gets him taken down, I mean, grappling with 145-pounders is a lot different than grappling with Islam, who is one of the best grapplers that we've seen in a very long time. He's strong. He's great at doing damage and getting good positions. I'd have to give the edge to Islam just by size, by strength of schedule thus far and defending the belt. But
Mike Perry expressed his excitement about a potential clash between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev, calling it a fight fans absolutely can't miss. He praised Topuria's recent performances and pointed out how passionate the fan bases are, Spain backing Ilia and Russia behind Islam. According to Perry, the intensity from both sides would create an electric atmosphere and make the fight even more unforgettable.
Yeah, his grappling offensively, it's very good. If like you shoot it on this guy's legs and you make a mistake and you're the one going for the takedown, he has a very good chance that he might put.
Joe Rogan threw his support behind Ilia Topuria, getting a shot at the lightweight title, saying there's no doubt he's earned the opportunity. After scoring knockout wins over elite names like Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski, Rogan believes Topuria has more than proven himself. In his eyes, Ilia is ready for the next step and deserves a shot at 155.
He's the pound-for-pound number one right now. And I think he can win. And what makes me think that Ilia will do really well against Islam is that Volk's first fight with Islam. I'm like, man, Ilia's wrestling is way better than Volk's. And obviously you could see how the striking.
Anyways, Ilia versus Islam is a really cool fight. Ilia's been great. The people of Spain and versus the people of Russia. We know there's two really big support systems there. That's a great...
Because you have a world champion versus a world champion. Like, if anybody deserves a fight for the world title in the next weight class, it's you. It's simple. It's simple. You knocked out Max Holloway. I mean, it's simple. You knocked out Alexander Volkanovski, one of the greatest of all time. It's simple. That's a no-brainer. That's the fight. You know, he doesn't want to fight 45 anymore. He wants to fight 55. World title.
That wraps it up for today's breakdown. What do you think? Does Ilia Topuria have what it takes to dethrone Islam Makhachev? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more fight talk, and check out the other videos on your screen now.
Thanks for watching.